Recently, I made some predictions for Jupiter in Cancer that have come true in terms of fashion and trends. So I've been getting a lot of questions from people asking me, well, how did you figure that out? Well, one, I usually stay on top of trends, but two, both astrology and trends are the study of cycles. They take, us looking backward in order to anticipate and predict what might be coming forward. So you can use astrology for trend forecasting. In this case, my favorite planet to work with, at least for yearly trends, is Jupiter. And part of this is because Jupiter takes 1 year to move through a sign in the zodiac. So if we look back at the most recent Jupiter transit we had, which was Jupiter in Gemini, it was end of May 2024 to the beginning of June 2025. I was really questioning what we might see during that transit. So I went back even further, right, study of cycles, to Saturn in Gemini, which was the year 2000 to the years 2003. And at the beginning of this transit, we had Jupiter in Gemini as well, which was the year 2000 to the year 2001. I think it left Gemini in July of 2001. So I was like, okay, well, what was trending during that time? Well, obviously that was the period of Y2K fashion. And then taking the digital age or the new millennia, right? We were really interested in like shiny things and like trying to figure out how to incorporate tech into fashion in some way, even in the small ways that we could. But these were also some of the things that were trending really big during that time period. Well, all of these, or most of these, had a resurgence during the most recent Jupiter in Gemini transit that we had. Now, some of these things were trending beforehand, but I often find that Jupiter is kind of this peak or culmination in which the more collective accept or have access to these trends too. So Jupiter in Gemini most recently had most of these come forward. Now, we currently have, Uranus in Gemini. It will leave November 1st of this year or in November of this year, and it will come back in April of 2026 for 7 years. Uranus in Gemini is going to shake up the trends from this time frame. So all the things that we just saw, that Jupiter in Gemini resurged or refreshed, then Uranus in Gemini is going to reimagine those trends. I also correlate Jupiter to the color of the year. I've noticed in the past decade, the color that Pantone has picked has very much so connected to the sign that Jupiter is in or the sign that Jupiter is about to be in. But I'll do a separate video on that. So now that we have Jupiter in Cancer, I've made some of my predictions in previous posts and previous videos. I'm curious what you think you might see or find as Jupiter transits Cancer for the next year.